Each week we check out a new gun museum. We call it the Firearm Museum Tour. A big part of our Gun Show Loophole tour is checking out the firearms museums around the country, and we know that they're all interested in getting more visitors and more awareness. So we're going to help by featuring a new museum each week. Let's start out taking a look at different firearms museums in the US, and now we're heading back to California for the Los Angeles Police Museum. Very cool museum that is in Los Angeles. It's not far from the Archery Museum, so if you're going to one, I'd recommend going to the other. It's in Los Angeles in an old police station, and the parking is just right next to the building. It's open most of the time. With the current situation, it's been a little bit touchy, but for the most part it's open Tuesdays through Friday, I guess. Oh, so it's not even open on the weekends. I didn't realize. So I guess it's only open Tuesday through Friday, but it's worth checking out. There's lots of artifacts there, and it's just an interesting museum. So there's only about 100 guns, so I wouldn't call it a firearms museum necessarily, or I guess I could see where people wouldn't call it a firearms museum. But because it's so close to that Archery Museum, which is also in Los Angeles, it does have some historic firearms there, it's definitely worth checking out. Costs a couple of bucks to check it out, but I think it's totally worth it. Let's see, so you're going to have a couple of vehicles out back, a helicopter. Turns out that that helicopter was the one from, the helicopter was, I can't remember which one it was, but it was something, historic helicopter. Some of the vehicles out back are historic as well. It's a jail, or it's a police station, so you can go through the jail and you can see all the different buildings. Because it's a police station and it's old, accessibility is difficult. So we're not giving it a very good score for chairs. If you are willing to get through, there is an elevator. It's a little tight, and some of the doorways and transitions between rooms are difficult, but it's worth checking out. The museum is more than interesting. There's not a lot of artifacts, but they're laid out and they're displayed in a very creative and interesting way. So it's a cool museum to experience. I'd say it's good for all ages. It's comfortable, although the accessibility isn't so great. It is very comfortable. Photography is allowed, and plenty of cool stuff to take photographs of. It's pretty much Los Angeles police history, as you can imagine. Some of it's a little boring, but most of it is super interesting. And because Los Angeles is such a big deal, we've heard about most of their events and things in the news, so there's not too many things that happen or that are covered in the museum that aren't kind of national news or whatever. So really interesting stuff, worth checking out. And if you've seen coverage of it, you know there's a lot of interesting exhibits there. Alright, so we check it out. It was one of the museums that we featured in the calendar. So let's check out their layout. When you come in the main, let's see, you're going to come in the main entrance there. Oh, that's the second floor. Come in the main entrance, and yeah, you come in, you've got the gift shop. So this would be it. You come in, you've got the gift shop here. There's just some offices and things. So you kind of start to go around the building. You come outside, you take a look at the helicopters and vehicles. You come through the jail. You can go upstairs, and upstairs is where most of the exhibits are. So let's see. When you come upstairs, you've got some rooms over here with a bunch of guns and uniforms and stuff, and then some different, like, I guess, eras of crimes or big crimes and stuff. And then you get the Hollywood shootout room, which is pretty impressive. And yeah, there's kind of, this doesn't do it justice, but there's stuff kind of all around. And again, it's a really interactive, immersive kind of museum. So the only thing that's not there would be the stuff from the riots. And I guess they don't want to bring that up because it maybe wasn't necessarily one of their finest hours or whatever, or they weren't, like, you know, that might have been considered a National Guard type of thing. But either way, lots of interesting stuff there, and they have a pretty active social presence on Instagram and stuff. So pretty cool museum. They also do some interactive stuff around town, just for people that live in Los Angeles or maybe visiting. It's been a pretty fun page to follow on Instagram over the years. So we've been checking out firearms museums. This is another one in California if you're ever in Los Angeles. Stay tuned for more. If you've been to this museum or if you're planning on attending, let us know in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching. So let us know what you think. We'll be watching the comments wherever you find the video, over on gunstreamer.com or on guntube.org. Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com.